Every so often, great animes will get a movie that takes place outside the events of the main series. However, what happens is rarely referenced again, and you may end up wondering if these extra adventures really ever happened at all. Fire Emblem Three Houses Expansion Pass DLC feels very similar to those movies. While most of the 7 new missions that make up its side story are fairly challenging in their own right, the way they're woven into the main story doesn't feel fully thought out, even if the new characters it brings along are a welcome addition. The expansion pass is made up of a bunch of scattered elements, like costumes, items, and taking a break in the sauna. None of these smaller features are really must-haves, but they do sprinkle in some fun variety, especially on New Game Plus runs. The Cindered Shadows side story is the real meat of the expansion pass, but the way it's implemented can be a bit confusing. Rather than taking place during or after the events of the main story, Cindered Shadows is accessed outside of your normal save file entirely. The strange side effect of this is that the handful of missions you'll undertake deep below the monastery give you a preset group of characters to fight with. Without the monthly structure, you aren't really able to customize your team very much. It's understandable, but also disappointingly limits replayability. With limited funds, weapons, and units, these missions offer a healthy amount of challenge, even on normal mode. Several of the fights even feature objectives beyond just routing an enemy force, which was something that the main story sorely needed. I found myself excitedly changing my entire strategy multiple times to solve problems I didn't think I'd be facing. That said, I do wish some of the missions didn't rely on reusing maps we've already seen in the main story, given how fun the new maps are to play. The new characters are very enjoyable, and are given plenty of time to shine in the side story. Balthus, Happy, Constance, and Yuri each bring something different to the table, both in their personalities and in combat with new advanced classes. I was happy to see the 2 new melee hybrid classes give my fighters more options, and the 2 mounted classes help my spellcasters gain a lot more mobility. Cindered Shadows manages to be entertaining enough in the story it tells, even if it raises more questions than it answers. It was also nice to see it tie into Byleth's backstory, though considering the results of the adventure, I found it a bit surprising and disappointing that Byleth's own father had absolutely nothing to add to such a personal tale. Completing this side story unlocks characters, classes, and activities all for your main story save files, which is great for added replayability. However, it's strange that depending on where you are in your main story save files, you can end up recruiting the new characters way before the events of Cindered Shadows, but if you're already in the second half of the story, they'll be long gone. They'll also have no recollection of ever meeting you, making it all a bit odd and confusing.
Oh, you're that new teacher everyone's been yapping about.
Fire Emblem Three Houses Expansion Pass has no shortage of characters and activities to interest anyone playing through the main story, be it for the first time or fourth. The Cindered Shadows side story provides some great challenge that's agonizingly close to being wholly unique to the rest of Three Houses. Its missions may not be as replayable as the main story, but they do give an enticing look at what the 4 new characters are capable of, leaving me itching to recruit them into my team. For more on Fire Emblem, be sure to check out our full review of Fire Emblem Three Houses and Byleth's inclusion in Smash Bros. Ultimate. For everything else, stick with IGN.